So what is that as a believer? What is that responsibility that you must take? What responsibility brings you into maximizing that blessing that God has released upon marriage? Responsibility number one is determination for a successful marital destiny. Determination for a successful marital destiny. You must decide and you must be sure of what you want to achieve in life. For many of us, all we are looking out for is let him just pay my dowry. All we are looking out for, let us just do wedding and go home. Marriage begins after the wedding. What happens in your father's house, what happens in the church right now is a program that releases blessings. Now you step into the marriage from here and you begin to work at sustaining those blessings. Number two, what is the responsibility? It is called patience with your spouse. Patience with your spouse. You got married to somebody that was trained by a different parent. Somebody that was trained from a different background. Somebody that speaks different language. Somebody that speaks different, that has a different understanding. When you come together, you must learn to learn each other. You do not expect this person that came to live with you today for the first time to know everything that you want, to know what is on your mind. You must allow time for the person to adjust with time. You must allow time for the person to get to know you, for you to get to know the person. Even common friendship requires labor to maintain. Family relationship requires labor to maintain. Marriage relationship requires higher labor to sustain. Marriage is not a burden, it's a blessing. But it becomes a burden for those who wait for anything to happen. People who just leave marriage to chance, it becomes a burden. Those who reject and refuse their responsibilities in marriage, they see marriage as a struggle, as a burden. Many times, as a pastor, as marriage counselors, they receive calls again and again. I am tired of my marriage. I came to let you know today, what you are stepping into today will not weary you. It will give you excitement forever. Can I hear you there? Luke chapter 14 and verse 28, he said, who among you intended to build a tower and will not sit down first, counting the cost to know whether he has sufficient enough to finish it? Marriage is a journey of life that requires a calculation. It requires intentional decisions. It requires intentional actions. You cannot have a marriage that you are not ready to be. Your marriage don't become like your father's marriage automatically. If your father has a great marriage, your marriage don't become like anybody else's marriage just because you desire it. It becomes what you want by what you put into it. Every day in your marriage, you are building your marriage. Patience is an attribute of love. It is a property of love. Allow time. Allow time. You can't be reacting aggressively to everything somebody does and you expect it to do. Many times, too much of reactions confuses our spouses. Everything you escalate, so the person is lost at how to deal with it. Father, I don't want to offend you. So the person withdraws. He goes back into his shell. She goes back into her shell, and then she does not know what to do with her life. Allow time. Not just allow time. For understand. Allow time. Many times, when we look at issues of marital problems, it is not the original offense that is the problem. It is the reaction that became a bigger offense. This person did something you don't like, and then you cannot address that matter, and your next reaction is heavier than the offense. said to me, before I know, this guy begins to talk about my background. This guy begins to talk about my father. This guy begins to talk about where I come from. Because of a small offense, you cross boundaries, left the person, and went beyond the person. Please watch your tongue in your marriage. Build your home with patience. Don't. Many times anger knocks on doors. Many times anger multiplies power. Number 3 is discipline. Self-discipline. It is key to excellence in marriage. Self-discipline. Whatever come you see in your marriage is part of the package. The ones you don't want, delete them with wisdom. Delete them with understanding. Be disciplined enough. Do not say, I didn't know when I started talking. I got angry and I started talking. I got angry and I lifted my hand. It's an abomination. For a man to carry his hand and begin to beat himself because your wife is you, according to Ephesians chapter 5. The woman you are married today, God by description, was carried out of you and represented to you and is part of your body. So to lay hand on your wife